he had like a White House meeting this morning, and that was ongoing. I don't know if they live streamed it or not, but he sat in front of a Tesla to defend Tesla stocks. Like, he personally was trying to bring up Tesla stocks. Like, we are so far removed from normalcy at this point. It is kind of crazy. Like, having a US president single out his favorite billionaire that gave him $100 million and just being like, his stock prices are getting pummeled. Let me tell you, this is a good car. You got to buy it. You Americans have to buy it. I'm the American president telling you, you have to buy it. Like, that is insane. That is an insane thing that's going on. I know we've like completely lost the plot on the Hatch Act, you know, that's woke and gay, of course. But like, this is kind of crazy. I mean, am I wrong? Am I insane? Am I the insane one? Yeah, he said the Tesla boycott is illegal. He's like, you can't do a BDS on Israel and you can't do it on Tesla. President Trump says he's going to buy a brand new Tesla tomorrow as a show of support amid the left-wing boycott. I mean, this is incredibly desperate. Will it work? Probably not. Why is he even doing it? It's illegal not to buy a Tesla. Every American must buy one. If you die in a Tesla, we will honor you. We will put your name on a board. Every American baby needs a Tesla. What is going on? I mean, look at this. Look at this. Look at this. How can anybody look at this and go, that's right, he's my base president, dude?
Hello, President Trump. Are you looking to buy or lease today?
Well, I'm going to buy. And I'm going to buy because, number one, it's a great product, as good as it gets. And number two, because this man has devoted his energy and his life to doing this. I think he's been treated very unfairly by a very small group of people. And I just want people to know that you can't be penalized for being a patriot. And he's a great patriot.
Dude, this is so embarrassing.
And he's also done an incredible job with Tesla. And I mean, nobody else has a car company started up in the last 30 years that's been successful. I don't think so. And not only successful, but super successful. And because he's able to find billions and billions and billions of dollars of fraud and waste and all of the things. I mean, our country is going to be very strong very soon because of a lot of the things that he's done and a lot of the things that I'm doing. And there's no better team, but there's no better for what we're doing. There's nobody like this, and he shouldn't be penalized.
Donald Trump has been actively undermining electric vehicles, ruining the possible grid, the electricity grid that is a necessity for Americans to confidently use electric vehicles. And he's now turning around and being like, but Teslas are good. It's very good. It's like you can't, on the one hand, destroy EVs across the board. And then also on the other hand, yeah, like this, Trump is trying to halt EV charger build out. Experts say it's not that easy. This is from February 7th. Like, he has gone against not just Tesla, but like all electric vehicles unconditionally as a EV owner. I'm frustrated by this, but part of that has played a role in obviously Tesla stocks alongside, you know, Elon Musk being so closely associated with this administration. An administration that is actively undermining electric vehicles' future in this country has caused Tesla stocks to plummet. So now he's trying to fix the situation just for Tesla. Just for Tesla. Nobody else. You know, Teslas are so good. Yeah, he says, Trump says he will label violence against Tesla dealerships as a form of domestic terrorism. He's like, if you draw a penis on a Cybertruck, you're going to jail. You're doing terrorism. Hurt Israel's feelings? Terrorism. Hurt a Tesla owner's feelings? Terrorism. It's kind of funny because, like, while there is central planning in China, and obviously they've played an active role, the government has played an active role in heavily subsidizing EV production and flooding the European and global markets with affordable Chinese electric vehicles. I don't even think the Chinese government would be like, if you were to say that BYD is bad, we are going to you. Like, the country, not necessarily known for free speech protections, probably wouldn't go, oh yeah, if you had any criticisms against BYD, you're going to Chinese jail. Amazing stuff coming from the free speech country. We are gonna do our very best to claw back the Tesla stocks.
That's beautiful. This is a different panel than I've had. Everything's computer.
Wow, everything's computer. I love it. It's computer. So much computer.
That's beautiful. Wow.
Wow. I think like confidence in Tesla is at an all-time low. Confidence in Elon is at an all-time low, which is why confidence in Tesla is at an all-time low. And I think Donald Trump associating himself this openly with Tesla is probably going to piss people off, especially because his fan base have actively on electric vehicles. Donald Trump has actively on electric vehicles. Like, Trump supporters are not necessarily big electric vehicle fans. They think it's gay, it's woke, it's lib. Yesterday, Tesla stocks were at its lowest point, as in it had dropped so much that it was at the same point it was in 2020. Tesla stocks had gotten down to a point where if you had purchased Tesla stock in 2020, your Tesla stocks was worth the same as they were in 2020. It's unfortunately up 5% today. Yeah, I mean, when the president comes out and actively promotes Teslas, I'm sure it'll go up a little bit. But having said that, I think people's anger and resentment towards Teslas being branded as the swastika mobile is probably going to continue.
You know, I do notice this. They have one, which is $35,000, which is pretty low.
Yeah, let this man do full self-driving, man. Come on, please, 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 please. I have a lot of confidence in Teslas. I have a lot of confidence in Teslas. I really, 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 really want Donald Trump to do a FSD. Just click on the FSD and drive away into the sunset, baby. See where it takes you. Come on. Come on.
We have to celebrate him. And it's not that he's conservative. I don't even know if he's conservative. I will tell you this.
It's pretty funny to think that, like, in the first Trump administration, people would talk about the Hatch Act, right? People would talk about the Hatch Act and be like, oh, Trump is violating the Hatch Act. Like, now it's just so, like, that's the expectation. The expectation is just like, yeah, no, he's gonna do that. And there's not really much you can say.
And I'm bringing the incentives back. And I'll tell you what, numerous plants, and I don't want to mention specifically, but I'll mention this one. Numerous plants in Mexico and other places that were under construction or soon to be under construction are now coming here, and they've dropped that because it was unfair what was happening. Mexico, they were building
Eurochatter asks, what is the Hatch Act? The Hatch Act of 1939 is an act to prevent pernicious political activities. It is a United States federal law that prohibits civil service employees in the executive branch of the federal government, except the president and vice president, from engaging in some forms of political activity. Basically, it's you're not allowed to do this, exactly this, which is for your own personal gain or for any other reasons to promote, like, it's basically to stop Donald Trump or other presidents and other civil servants from doing exactly this, which is a QVC / hashtag ad, a specific product. Why would that be something that the federal government would want to stop from happening? It's because they don't want someone to get $100 million in campaign contributions and then with that $100 million have the president do an ad when the stock prices are tanking for your company. It's because it's you have from the bully pulpit, you have awesome power and responsibility, and utilizing the bully pulpit to do an ad for one company after someone gave you money would be pure corruption. Pure corruption. That is what this is. This is the exact reason as to why they don't want this to, they wanted to stop this from happening. It forbids the intimidation or bribery of voters and restricts political campaign activities by federal employees. It prohibits using any public funds designated for the relief of public works for electoral purposes. Forbids officials paid with federal funds from using promises of jobs, promotion, financial assistance, contracts, or any other benefits to coerce campaign contributions or political support.
We're going to meet with them later on today and tomorrow, and hopefully we'll be able to wipe out a deal. But I think the ceasefire is very important. If we can get Russia to do it, that'll be great. If we can't, we just keep going on and people are going to get killed, lots of people.
Is Zelensky invited back to the White House?
Sure, absolutely.
Mr. President, you mentioned the ups and downs in the stock market. You said it'll go up, it'll go down. But do you and your tariff policies right now bear any responsibility for the turmoil we're seeing this week?
Biden gave us a horrible economy. He gave us horrible inflation. And I think the market was going to go very, very bad. If anything, I have a lot of very smart people, friends of mine and great businessmen. They're now investing because of what I'm doing. Because long term, what I'm doing is making our country strong again.
I guess the exemptions given to the president and vice president in the Hatch Act is part of the reason why the media is not talking about this either. Because there are exemptions because the president and vice president have more power than the regular federal employees. So that's probably part of the reason why people don't even talk about it. The other reason is because no one gives a Trump's tariff flip-flopping isn't a bad strategy. It is this strategy. Chaos keeps markets, media, and the world leaves off balance, making him the center of attention. He doesn't care about policy, just controlling the narrative. He threatens them backs off to claim victory. No, I think it's that market volatility, that instability actually causes stock prices to go down so that they can engage in like some semblance of market consolidation at the lowest possible point that they can, only to rebound with stability, I guess. But that is the only logical conclusion, and that's kind of what Donald Trump was talking about right here, too. He's like, buy the dip when the market is down. But it doesn't make sense. It truly does not make sense, because this level of instability is going to make it harder for people to have confidence in the market.
The Ontario Premier calling you and giving you his decision about the electricity surcharge, and you said you were pleased about that. Will you make a different decision now about the tariffs on Canada, where you reduce it?
At that, but probably so. Yeah, he was a gentleman. He was a gentleman. Look, I said it before. We give Canada $200 billion a year. We subsidize Canada between all of the things we give them and trade. We give them. We don't have to have cars made in Canada. We don't have to have lumber from Canada. We have tremendous lumber. We have tremendous trees. All I have to do is unfreeze them from some of the restrictions that were put on. I can do that with an executive order. We don't need energy. We have more energy than anybody else in the world. So we spend $200 billion a year subsidizing Canada. We don't have to do that. And frankly, the way that gets solved is Canada should honestly become our 51st state. We wouldn't have a northern border problem. We wouldn't have a tariff problem. They don't have much. They spend very little, as you know, the least of almost anybody on military, and we spend the most of anybody on military. We have a great military. I rebuilt the military during my first time. We're going to have to rebuild it a little bit again, not that much, but we're going to have to rebuild it a little bit again. But Canada would be great as our cherished 51st state. You wouldn't have to worry about borders. You wouldn't have to worry about anything. And by the way, Canada is very highly taxed, and we're very low tax. We're considered a low-tax nation because of me, because I cut the taxes so low. So the people of Canada would pay much less tax. It makes a lot of sense. And by the way, when you take away that artificial line that looks like it was done with a ruler, and that's what it was. Some guy sat there years ago and they said, "Rah." Well, when you take away that and you look at that beautiful formation of Canada and the United States, there is no place anywhere in the world that looks like that. It's so
on Greenland.
And then if you add Greenland, that's even.
I mean,
that's pretty
it's
good.
going to look beautiful.
Okay? I'm going to look at this. I'm going to make a decision. Do you want to hear what my decision?
Let's see it.
Okay. What's your best of these cars? What do you think?
Well, the car that I drive is the Model S Plaid.
Which is that one?
That red one in the middle.
I like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that.
It's 0 to 60 miles an hour in 2 seconds. So faster than a Ferrari.
That's pretty fast. I don't know if my people can handle it. They're going to be using it more. I'm not allowed to use it.
That's fast.
That's a fast one.
Just to be clear,
That's
sir,
beautiful.
the 50%, is that going to go into effect on Canada or no?
Which one?
The 50% tariffs?
I'll let you know about it. Yeah,
Okay.
I'll let
It's
you.
like, I'm doing an
But I
ad. Shut up
appreciated
about
his
tariffs
call.
on Canada.
I thought it was nice. This is beautiful. Whoa! Should I get in?
Get in.
Okay. Let me get in
I'm
this
doing
second.
an ad.
On the Tesla?
Let
You want
me
my
do
notes?
my ad.
Yeah.
They gave me
Don't
notes or
worry
something.
about the
I'm
tariffs
not
on
biting, I don't
Canada.
need notes.
Incredible.
Let me get into
Incredible,
this second.
sir.
And they're going to have a good time using it. And if I can,
Do I think it's alarming that the vague definition of terrorism is now being applied to basically anything Trump feels is not good? Yes. I think it's probably not good that now Trump is considering vandalism against Teslas to be an act of domestic terror, hurting Israel's feelings to be an act of domestic terror. It's definitely not good. What else will he consider to be an act of terror? Maybe he'll say, if you don't like the tariffs, if you say my tariffs are ruining the stock market, that's an act of terror. You're going to jail.
I look at some of the things that, like this last administration, he was the worst president in the history of our country. Nothing was happening. Nothing. He had no idea what was going on. Our country went to hell. And then to allow millions of people to come in that are prisoners and
Why is it
mental
terror, not
institution
vandalism?
patients.
What do you mean? Because
All
he
of the
said
things
so.
that gang members,
That's it.
drug
It's just whatever he says goes. That's it.
Cybertruck was. Have you been?
Let's go see the Cybertruck. I did buy one of
He's like, don't leave yet. You still haven't done the Cybertruck ad.
these.
That's what he said. He said, "Hey, get back here." He said, "Get back here. You haven't done the Cybertruck ad yet."
Imagination. I think I have a great imagination. Who else but this guy would design this, and everybody on the road is looking at it. It's amazing, actually.
not for good
as soon as I
reasons.
saw it, I said, I've been called by so many companies. Yesterday, as you know, I had a meeting with some of the biggest tech companies in the world. And all they're talking about, IBM was there. We had a lot of them. Michael Dell was there. We had a lot of great companies, Hewlett Packard. And all they're talking about is investing in this country.
Yeah, I think a lot of people, a lot of CEOs are legitimately worried about speaking out of turn because they just don't want to draw the ire of the Trump administration, who has demonstrated its willingness to tank companies, hit them with like insane things that previous administrations wouldn't dare touch. Trump will do anti-capitalist things at the behest of his own narcissistic desires. He will go after companies. I mean, look at him just playing around with the stock market like this.
Thank you all very much. I love Tesla.
Which one did you buy?
Tesla.
Mr. President,
Which one did you
Mr.
buy?
President,
I
which
love
car are you gonna buy?
Tesla.
The one I like is that one.
And how does this work?
And I want that same color.
Are you going to put down a credit card? Elon, would you take a personal check from the president?
I do it the old. I give checks.
Sure.
I like checks.
I think his credit's good.
Do you still have access?
You know, I like a check better than this modern system of all of a sudden there's money in your account, nobody knows. I like signing a check. You sort of, but we're gonna pay, and I don't want a discount. He would give me a discount. But if I do a discount, they're going to say, "Oh, he got benefits." I don't want any discount.
Wait, what do you
about a
mean?
vanity plate?
He got benefits. He already gave you $100 million in campaign contributions, and you're doing this as a benefit already. You're doing this because Tesla stocks are down. You're doing this because his association with you has caused a lot of people to go, "Oh, I'm reconsidering the purchase I made for this company that I thought was liberal when I made this purchase." And you're over here being like, "No, I'm going to defend him. I'm going to claw back the stock prices." Tesla, selling Tesla stock is illegal. Not buying more Tesla stock is also illegal. We are doing everything we can to make it so that you have to buy a Tesla. Not buying a Tesla is also illegal.